Hello, YouTube. This is Justin Harris coming at you again after a very, very, very long time of not actually recording anything, not shooting anything. I'm going to try and actually do a lot more with this channel in the new year, and well, even before then. But yeah, I mean, it's been a long, long time. Last stuff I put up here was me with a dog that I have still to this day, but I was in the process of trying to train her to be a guide dog. Didn't work out. Didn't work out, sadly. I still have her. Great, great dog. Just no, didn't work. Anyway, that is not why I am here today. I am here today because, as somebody who has run an online radio station for many, many, many years, I ran a Spanish Christian station for 12 years. That ended in October, and I'm actually in the process of putting something together really, really cool along with my church. And so you'll be hearing more about that in the coming weeks. Very, very pumped for that. Very excited for that. But I wanted to just hop on here because as a blind broadcaster, I'm always getting asked, how do I do it? As a broadcaster who happens to be blind, there are tons of questions as far as, okay, what's your preferred automation system? What's your preferred hardware? What software? How do you put it all together? How do you do it? Like, how do you do what you do? People, they kind of look at me and in almost amazement, I want to say, and as if I'm some kind of magician. And nah, really, it's nothing all that crazy. So we'll go over a little bit of hardware, a little bit of software, and then in the comments, feel free to ask any questions you may have. I am an open book. There's nothing that you can ask that's gonna bother or offend me. So have at it. Have at it. Have at it. So anyway, as for how I manage to do everything on the computer, first off, it's all keyboard based. I never have used a mouse, having never had any vision. So I use what is called a screen reader, which is a program that takes speech, that it synthesizes speech and outputs that speech to a computer speaker, a pair of headphones, what have you. And those same programs also can take and output the text to what is called a Braille display, which I happen to have right here. And this little device right here, what it does is it acts basically like a computer screen, only in Braille, as well as a computer keyboard. So I can also enter text on this device if I really wanted to. Right now I have this paired with my iPhone so that I can easily control the iPhone. But this also pairs perfectly well with my Windows computer where station software is run. So that's amazing. It works incredibly well. This device here is called the Focus 40. There's also a smaller one called the Focus 14. Very expensive equipment. We're talking over $1,000. But I was very, very blessed to have a friend who literally said, I was given this. I never have liked it, used it hardly. And we did a trade, and this thing helps me immensely in everything I do. So I use what is called the NVDA screen reader. NVDA stands for Non-Visual Desktop Access. And that is the program that allows me to navigate Windows. Every computer / smartphone, smart device, tablet, whatever it might be, has a screen reader nowadays. Of course, depending on the operating system in question, the screen reader will change. So on the Mac, on the iPhone, on the Apple Watch, on the Apple TV, that is VoiceOver. On Android, that would be TalkBack. On Windows, you have various options. You have several options. You have the built-in screen reader called Narrator. It's usable to get you up and going, but I need something a little bit more feature-rich, so I use NVDA. There is also one called JAWS, JAWS, JAWS Access with or Job Access with Speech. That one is paid. It's very expensive. I have not used it for years. I would say since my early college days, and have no need to go back. NVDA does everything I need. As for software, what do I use to make an online radio station run and have it automated where I'm not putting all the tracks in every single time? Like, it's just done. The playlists are created on a daily basis and it just works. It is a suite of programs called Station Playlist. Shout out to Ross and the dev team over there at Station Playlist. They do an amazing job. Not every program that is created to run and manage an online radio station is screen reader accessible. For example, there's Sam Broadcaster's one that comes to mind that did not work at all. There was also Zara, I think it was called, did not work with a screen reader at all. Now, Station Playlist works great. Radio Boss also works great, but I, for a couple different reasons, prefer Station Playlist. So, as far that is really all you need to know as far as the software. I have a program that outputs what is displayed on the screen into speech, which I am then hearing in these headphones. I have it set up. I have a device down here called a headphone splitter, allowing me to output the volume, or to basically put in the signal for several different devices into one set of headphones. So I can then adjust the volume of the screen reader versus anything else I want to be hearing. And the goal behind that is to have it where I can hear my screen reader. Other people should not be able to hear it. The idea is that other people should not be hearing it. If they do hear it, it should be very, very quiet in the background. And that's just something that I do to keep things sounding professional and keep things sounding good. There's no reason why, for example, if I have an invited guest here in studio, that they should have to hear that. I know some people, when they would use like an old mixing board, like a big old board, they would dedicate a channel to NVDA, and then they would have to do a lot of different things in routing to make sure that only they got that output, that the guests wouldn't have to hear it. It's a mess. I found that the headphone splitter is fantastic. And then we have this device up here, which is my other piece of gear. It is called the Zoom PodTrack P4. This thing is amazing. I hope that it can actually be seen. I've got my hand on it, obviously being totally blind. I'm not moving the camera around. I was doing good just to get it centered and somewhat level. I'm not messing with that. So I hope y'all can actually see what I'm touching right here. This here is the Zoom PodTrack P4. Several XLR inputs, USB in and out, so audio going in, audio going out, and a dedicated phone line. That is actually how you are getting the audio from this headset into the phone. As it stands right now, this thing is set as a monitor for Station Playlist, so I can hear what's going on Station Playlist. I have that turned down just this second because if this were playing into my headphones and it also going to the phone, then we would probably be getting a copyright strike for having copyrighted music. So definitely don't want to do that. But that's it's a really sweet setup because I'm able to have much more professional sounding audio coming through to the phone than what I would get with just the iPhone microphone. And so, yeah, this thing is amazing. So when I am on air, of course, I would just turn this up. And as you can hear, you've got the music in the background. If I had let me turn that down before I get a copyright strike. If I had an invited guest, they would be hearing both me as well as the volume raised up from station playlist, so they would be getting the whole sound of everything going in and out. This thing here actually replaced a big old made for broadcasting board called the Allen & Heath XB14-2. That thing was amazing, but it was huge, and being able to just use this, have my mics going into it, and then I could toggle station playlist to receive the mics from here, and then I'm literally only pressing a couple buttons on my computer keyboard versus muting this channel, unmuting that channel, fading the volume here, and then also having to do stuff on the computer keyboard. I can just keep my hands all on the keyboard and be good to go. So then, as far as how I broadcast, how I manage the flow of a radio program, well, I would have my show notes opened in something like Notepad. Keep it pretty simple. I would just Alt-Tab over to that when I am going to need to read something. Obviously, I don't have things like my different songs and things like that in my show notes that I can just listen to right in station playlist, read out by NVDA. But there will be times where I'm going to do like the verse of the day or the weather, and it's not going to be convenient to try and listen to that. I can't very well listen to the screen reader and be speaking at the same time, especially trying to repeat after the screen reader and also do it in a fashion that sounds anything less than robotic. It would just sound terrible. It would not be good. So that's where this Focus 40 comes in, and I would just read my text and then tab back over to station playlist and go on about my day. Just go ahead and start the next song, what have you. So okay, I think we're good actually. I just got a phone call coming in here, but I think that's actually supposed to be ignored, so I think we're good. Make sure. Boom. Okay, that's taken care of. I put this thing on Do Not Disturb, so it really should have not even let me know that there was a call coming through. Anyway, things that happen when you're live. It's just part of life. Is what it is. Anyway, hopefully this thing is still recording. Okay, no, we're still good. We're good. Oh man, started to panic there. I'm like, oh, don't tell me that this thing started or stopped recording when that phone call came in. Okay, no, we're good. So anyway, yeah, I would just tab back over to station playlist, start the next song, and we're good to go. So yeah, that's some of the software and the hardware, and a little bit of an explanation as far as how I do what I do. I absolutely love it. Super pumped for what's coming in the new year. Stay tuned for that. I've also got another video that I'm going to try and put out before the end of this year. And then on this channel, from now on, I really hope to be a lot more active. Obviously, as someone who is totally blind, you are not going to get crazy works of video art. I'm doing good, like I said, to have the camera level, have it halfway presentable. Video's not my thing, but I know that there are people who are interested in what I do. So in addition to some clips of me actually broadcasting, of me actually running a show, like I'll be putting up some of the verses of the day, reflections and prayer time. In addition to that, I've thought about doing some tech reviews on this channel, some cologne reviews, some of my big passions right there. So we'll see what this new year brings. If there are things that you would like me to talk about, if there are questions that you have for me, feel free. I am, like I said, an open book, and eager to share more with y'all. So I hope everybody has a merry and blessed Christmas, and I will be back with you very soon with another video. I promise it won't be another year this time, okay? So definitely appreciate it. Give me a like, give me a comment, give me a sub, and I'll be back with you soon. God bless.